Creative Art Classes with John-Marc. Today's lesson, how to color in a cartoon FriendFish. Hey, it's John-Marc and welcome to my series on teaching you how to draw. But we're not going to draw today, we're actually going to be sharing how I color this picture in. I did this little lesson a little while ago. So what I did actually is I took one of my pencil drawings that I did in my teaching lesson, how to draw a little fish, and I brought it into Photoshop. In Photoshop, if you see to the far right, you're going to see one layer that's actually going to be just for the line art, and that's going to be on the top, and then I'm going to be coloring the color below that, and I'm not going to be actually on the same layer where the pencil is, so they're separate layers, so I can easily change and fix things if I need to. So what I'm doing is I created like a watercolor brush, and you can see my little palette of colors on the top left right there, and I'm just laying in some highlights and some colors and blending it in there. This brush is not at its full capacity. Its opacity is much lighter. So if I keep going over and over and over, I'll get darker and darker with that color. So it kind of treats it like a airbrushing, or in some times like a watercolor, if you ever played around with real watercolor. So I like the technique, so it's not like a solid marker, and it's all done on my stylus, and the pressure that I put on with my pen, the harder it is, the darker it is, the lighter and much lighter. So as you can see, what I'm just doing here is I'm just building some of the foundation of the colors that I would like to this little fish to look like. Now, in saying that, one of the things that I like to do is think in distance. So anything from the far distance on this object is a fish, not the backgrounds or anything, just the fish on the fish right now. So I would do like the body first, and then I would add on to the eyes and the fins on the sides, because I don't want to have to worry about coloring right next to each other line. As you notice, I'm just painting right over what I just blended in with that little fin. And what's neat about that, especially with the fin, is I want to make it a little transparent, so the color behind is coming through as well. And that's a cool thing right now. So when you're coloring traditionally, or as you're doing on the computer like I am right now, you want to think in layers. So anything further back, you start with that area first to paint and build up. In this case, since I'm in Photoshop, I don't need to worry about the backgrounds. I'll just make another layer when I color that one in, and for the objects like the little seaweed and the coral on the bottom, each one of those can be a layer, so I can control that much easier. So working on the eye right now and adding some of the color in there. So this is just a way that I found that works for me. You may find a different way when you're working on the computer. There's not a right way or wrong. There's several different ways that you can feel comfortable. I'm just sharing how I actually create this coloring picture, and most of my other ones I do the same way. And some of the times that I'll do is I'll have another layer if I want to add highlights, or if I want to add shadowing on a fish, or whatever I'm working on. It just makes it easier, just in case you made a mistake, that you can pull back and then just erase that layer, or continually work on it if you don't like the color. So like the body of the fish, I might have one layer, and the fins on another layer. Play it up there. Like right now I'm just adding a little, kind of like a little bluish on his eyes right now. Alright, and then I create another layer, and I'm going to have it solid white for the highlights right now, so I can add the highlight. So if I did something wrong with the highlight, instead of repainting over it, I just like delete that layer. Really simple. So the power of Photoshop with layers is tremendous when you really understand it. Now, saying that, the computer does not make an artist. Okay, a computer is just a tool. If I did this traditionally, I would be doing the same way. The computer doesn't magically make it better. You need to be a good artist to be able to understand the techniques of coloring and lighting and tone And then when you have that understanding, then when working on the computer, it makes you that much more powerful as an artist. I've taught many classes over the past 30 plus years, both in elementary school all the way up to a college level courses, and been guests from schools to guests at New York Comic Con. So what I'm sharing with you comes from a lifetime of experience working on the computer. Been working on the Mac computer since 1984. That's right, 1984, and I still have that Mac at my studio. So what I really want you to take home and understand when I'm coloring right now is that many years of experience. The computer did not make me better. It just made me stronger because I have some new tools and how to apply it as an artist. That is all. But if the computer wasn't here, could I still do this traditionally with airbrush or pastels or with watercolor? Absolutely. So you need to be understanding the technique in the medium to really appreciate the computer then, even more so. So I'm just going to let you continue watching, and as I'm shading along, I'll come back near the completion of this video to recap what you just saw. So thanks for watching, and stick to watching this video again. Thanks. Hey, it's John-Marc and I'm back right now. And we're just about done. I would say about another 3 minutes or so. And as you can see, the overall appearance has drastically changed from when I was last sharing some of my insight to this picture and coloring. And as you can see here now, I'm just finishing up the little basic shapes on the bottom there. Those are the coral that I created. All right, so the overall thing I want you to really pay attention to is possibly how I take my technique. Yours could be different, but just how I came up with this, and I enjoy what I'm doing. So I just wanted to share with you. And one of the things I've learned from some master colorists and artists, should I say, is some of the shadows and highlights are very important, and not always you think shadows should be gray. They can actually be using a purple. Purple is a very good color when shading to add shadow. And then in Photoshop, we have on the far right in our layers where we can actually control the different layers, exposures and stuff. And I like to turn that into multiply when I use purple, and it kind of blends in with the background that it's over, and kind of really makes a unique, cool feature technique to the picture. So like right now I'm just finishing up some more details with the shading, and as you can see my background, I'm coming back now with the highlight around the coral reef. And you might color different than I am, and that's okay. It's just to show you how I completed this picture where we are right now. I just wanted to share. And some of the things that you can add as kind of cool too in the background is if you take pictures of water now, and you put that picture of the water in the background, and you highlight and kind of play up with that. And what you'll actually get is it kind of look like a realistic picture of the actual water in the background. I didn't do it in this one, but other pictures and backgrounds that I use from my FriendFish series I have, and it's really cool. So in this case, what we're just doing right now is just cleaning up a little bit more, controlling the background and adding some more highlights. And that's about it. So in there, this last thing I'm just doing is like a far distant hill in the just to give some color in there and separation. Just about done with this one right now. So there we go. And I like what we are right now. So that's it. And I appreciate you watching this video, and I hope you learned something as well. Thanks again. Check us out on Facebook. That's JMG Studio. And on our Instagram account, that's JMG Studio Cartoon. Oh, hey! I hope you enjoyed our video today, and make sure you hit the subscribe button, because then you can see all our old videos as well as the new ones that are coming up. Alright, thanks a lot. Take care.